Home of the ancient pharaohs, Egypt is a destination full of dazzling temples and tombs that wow all who visit. It's not all historic treasures and tourist attractions though. With vast tracts of desert for four-wheel drive adventures, the Red Sea's world-class coral reefs and wrecks for divers, and cruising on the famed Nile River, there are plenty of things to do in Egypt for all types of travellers. Beach lovers head to the Sinai or the Red Sea coast to soak up the sun, while archaeology fans will have a field day in Luxor. Cairo is a megalopolis that can't be beaten for city slickers, while Siwa Oasis and the southern town of Aswan offer a slice of the slow pace of the countryside. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 rated attractions and places to visit in Egypt. And just wait till you see the number 2 that we're going to be showing in this video, something you would never even have thought of, so make sure you watch till the end. Now, before we begin, you can help support our channel by becoming a member of this channel. Press the join button below. This will help us to bring you more awesome travel videos. So if you're ready, let's cut to the chase. At 10, Egyptian Museum. A treasure trove of the pharaonic world, Cairo's Egyptian Museum is one of the world's great museum collections. The faded pink mansion in downtown Cairo is home to a dazzling amount of exhibits. It's a higgledy-piggledy place with little labelling on offer and chronological order severely lacking. Instead, every corner you turn is home to some wonderful piece of ancient art or statuary, which would be the highlight of any other museum. The museum's star collection is the Hall of Golden Treasures unearthed from Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Travellers should note that the Egyptian Museum's swag of riches is in the process of being transferred to the new Grand Egyptian Museum, the GEM, in Giza, near the Pyramids, which is tentatively due to open after years of delays in November 2022. The GEM will finally provide this world-class collection with a worthy showcase, and the entirety of Tutankhamun's treasures, many of which have been kept in storage for years, will finally be completed on display. At 9, Saqqara. Everyone's heard of Giza's pyramids, but they're not the only pyramids Egypt has up its sleeve. Day-tripping distance from Cairo, Saqqara is a vast necropolis of tombs and pyramids that was utilised during every era of pharaonic rule. It's best known for its kingdom step pyramid, which shows how the architects of ancient Egypt advanced their engineering knowledge to finally create a true pyramid shape. There's much more to see beyond the step pyramid though, with some of the surrounding tombs, such as the Mastaba of Tea, showcasing some of the finest tomb paintings you'll see in the country. Nearby, the pyramid site of Dashur is home to the Red Pyramid and Bent Pyramid, which should be included on any Saqqara visit. At 8, South Sinai's beach life. Egypt's South Sinai region on the Sinai Peninsula offers a beach for every type of traveller. Sharm el-Sheikh is a European-style resort town packed full of luxury hotels, international restaurants and bags of entertainment options. A favourite with Europeans on winter sun vacations, many of the resorts here cater for families on 1 or 2 week sun and sand breaks. Dahab is a low-key beach town with a budget traveller heart, which is just as much about desert excursions and adventures as the sea. It's particularly known for its cheap dive package deals and for its lagoon beach area where windsurfing and kitesurfing are the top activity. Up the coast, between the port town of Nuweiba and the border town of Taba, are the bamboo hut retreats that offer complete get-away-from-it-all respites from life and back-to-basics beach life. And now at 7, explore Islamic Cairo. The atmospheric, narrow lanes of the capital's Islamic Cairo district are crammed full of mosques, madrasas, Islamic schools of learning, and monuments dating from the Fatimid through to the Mameluka eras. This is where you'll find the labyrinth shopping souk of Khan el-Khalili, where coppersmiths and artisans still have their tiny workshops, and stalls are laden with ceramics, textiles, spice, and perfume. Surrounding the market is a muddle of roads, home to some of the most beautiful preserved architecture of the old Islamic empires. There is a wealth of history here to explore. Visit Al-Azhar Mosque and the dazzling Sultan Hassan Mosque, and make sure to climb up to the roof of the ancient medieval gate of Bab Zuwayla for the best minaret-speckled panoramas across the district. And now at 6, diving the Red Sea. Below the Red Sea's surface is another world as fascinating as the temples and tombs on land. The coral reefs of the Red Sea are renowned among scuba divers for both the soft corals on display and the vast amounts of sea life, ranging from colourful reef fish and nudibranchs to sharks, dolphins, turtles, rays and even dugongs. For divers, the most famous town to base yourself in is Sharm el-Sheikh on the Sinai Peninsula, closest to the reefs of Ras Mohammed National Park, as well as the reefs of the Straits of Tiran. To dive the sights of the Straits of Gubal, head to Hurghada or El Guna on the Red Sea coast, while advanced divers should check out the resort of Marsa Alam, the nearest base for diving Egypt's deep south dive sites. As well as fish life and coral, the Red Sea is a major wreck diving destination. The most famous wreck is the Thistlegorm, a British World War II cargo ship that was on its way to resupply Allied troops when it was bombed by the Germans in 1941. Today, the site is regarded by divers as one of the top 5 wreck dives in the world due to the vast cargo of cars, motorbikes and World War II memorabilia that can be seen both scattered on the seabed around the wreck and inside the ship itself. Dive boat trips to the wreck are organised from both Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada. At 5, Abu Simbel. Even in a country festooned with temples, Abu Simbel is something special. This is Ramses II's great temple, adorned with colossal statuary standing guard outside and with an interior sumptuously decorated with wall paintings. Justly famous for its megalithic proportions, Abu Simbel is also known for the incredible engineering feat carried out by UNESCO in the 1960s, which saw the entire temple moved from its original setting to save it from disappearing under the rising water of the Aswan Dam. Today, exploring Abu Simbel is just as much about admiring the triumph of this international effort to save the temple complex as it is about gaping in wonder at Ramses II's awe-inspiring building works itself. At 4, Aswan. Egypt's most tranquil town is Aswan, set upon the winding curves of the Nile. Backed by orange-hued dunes, this is the perfect place to stop and unwind for a few days and soak up the chilled-out atmosphere. Take the river ferry across to Elephantine Island and stroll the colourful streets of the Nubian villages. Then ride a camel to the desert monastery of St. Simeon on Aswan's east bank. Afterwards, relax in one of the riverboat restaurants while watching the lateen-sailed feluccas drift past. Make sure to jump aboard a felucca at sunset to sail around Aswan's islands. This is by far Aswan's most popular activity and the most relaxing way to take in the local sights. There are plenty of historic sites here and numerous temples nearby, including Philae Temple on its island, but one of Aswan's most popular things to do is simply kicking back and watching the river life go by. Next up at 3, Cruising the Nile. Egypt is defined by the Nile. For many visitors, a multi-day cruise upon this famed waterway that saw the rise of the Pharaonic era is a highlight of their Egypt trip. Cruising the Nile is also the most relaxing way to see the temples that stud the banks of the river on the route between Luxor and Aswan, plus sunrise and sunset over the date palm-studded riverbanks backed by sand dunes is one of Egypt's most tranquil vistas. The two famous sites on a Nile cruise are the Temple of Kom Ombo and Edfu's Temple of Horus, where all the big cruise boats stop. If you prefer a less crowded and slower experience though, and don't mind roughing it a bit, you can also cruise the Nile by felucca, Egypt's traditional lateen-sailed wooden boats, which also allows you to create your own itinerary. The vast amount of cruise boat itineraries depart from either Luxor and Aswan, but feluccas can only be chartered for multi-day trips from Aswan. And now at number 2, Luxor's temples and tombs. Famed for the Valley of the Kings, Karnak Temple and the Memorial Temple of Hatshepsut, the Nile-side town of Luxor in Upper Egypt has a glut of tourist attractions. This is ancient Thebes, power base of the New Kingdom Pharaohs and home to more sights than most can see on one visit. Luxor's east bank is home to the modern city with its vibrant souk, the two temples of Karnak and Luxor, and the museum. The West Bank's lush farmland and barren cliffs are where the vast majority of Luxor's tourist attractions sit, with so many tomb and temple sites that it has been called the biggest open-air museum in the world. Spend a few days here exploring the colourful wall art of the tombs and gazing in awe at the colossal columns in the temples, And you'll see why Luxor continues to fascinate historians and archaeologists. And finally, at number 1, the Pyramids of Giza. The last surviving wonder of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Pyramids of Giza are one of the world's most recognizable landmarks. Having awed travellers down through the ages, these tombs of the pharaohs Cheops, Khufu, Chephren, Khafre and Mycerinus, Menkore, guided by the enigmatic Sphinx, are usually top of most visitors' lists of tourist attractions to see in Egypt, and often the first site they head to after landing. Today, sitting on the desert edge of Cairo's sprawl, these megalithic memorials to dead pharaohs are still as wondrous a sight as they ever were, and an undeniable highlight of any Egypt trip. And there you have the top 10 rated attractions and places to visit in Egypt. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic travel guides. Check out more videos on Africa in our African Travel Guide playlist. That's all for now, until next time.